And now, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rimes.
Hey, welcome to the show. Thanks for spending some time with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We're powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, and we always help you win in any marketplace. And we do that by providing all of the best information and also contacts. If you think about our show as the local, your connections to the local community, any kind of white collar, blue collar company you're looking to connect with, attorneys, CPAs, financial advice. We also have, doctors and auto dealerships, private pilots, so many different ways we help you here, technology experts. And then on the blue collar side, of course, we've got you covered on your roofing, your plumbing, your electrical, your contractors, your HVAC. We've got all that. So reach out to the show hotline. Save our hotline number at 813-917-1894. Just save that number in your phone. At some point, you may need it. 813-917-1894. And we're working several deals right now with our audience out there. So real estate deals, we're doing some refinances. We're searching for some commercial property for a couple of our audience members here. So we greatly appreciate everybody supporting the local economy by supporting the Consumer Quarterback Show. We're online at consumerqb.com. You can see links there to all of our expert contributors. Our highest duty is to help our sellers maximize the exposure, which leads to a maximum profit in a shorter marketing period with less headaches. That is the goal. The least amount of headaches in this world, the better, right? That's what we try to strive to do for you. And let's give a quick shout out to our restaurant partner over at Brio Tuscan Grill, International Plaza Mall. Excellent food, wonderful ambiance right here in Tampa. And they have excellent staff there, very friendly wait staff, delicious food. Free appetizer just by mentioning the Consumer Quarterback Show. Say hello to Chef Oscar Ramirez and the general manager, Gabriel. Tell them that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, a couple of hot listings, and we'll jump into it. We got Andrew Kube joining us. He is a wealth of knowledge around business financing. His company is U.S. Commercial and Business Capital. So all things relating to business financing and SBA loans. We're going to talk with him here in just a moment. Before we do, 3308 Landing Place, Palm Harbor, Cobb's Landing, luxury high-end community. Great opportunity to buy real estate here in Tampa Bay. This one is a reduced price as well. We just did a price improvement, kind of tracking with the market. We have 3 bedrooms plus an office, 3.5 bath, 2-car garage at 3308 Landing Place, Palm Harbor. Over a third of an acre lot, ground level master bedroom, private pool with an outdoor entertainment area, private marina with boat slips, that lead out to Lake Tarpon. Gated tennis and basketball courts, waterfront park, playground, and scenic walking trails. Great opportunity to buy real estate right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. Check out 3308 Landing Place in Palm Harbor, Florida. 2547 Lexington Oak Drive in Brandon. This is another one of our real estate listings. This is a single-family townhome. It's 3 bedrooms, 3.5 bath. You have a 1-car garage. 17 square feet, new flooring, fresh carpet throughout. All bedrooms have remodeled en-suites. You have a whole house water filtration system, gated community here with an HOA. You have an EV charger in the garage. 2547 Lexington Oak Drive, another one of our beautiful listings, about 45 current listings. And you can see all of our real estate listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, we got Andrew Kube, U.S. Commercial Business Capital. Welcome back, sir.
Thanks, Brandon. Thanks for having me again.
Yeah, man, my pleasure. And I just love having the conversations with you, on and off air. We have some really good conversations around business and financing, and you're doing a lot of deals across the country. Of course, you can lend in multiple states. So tell us a little bit about your business and what you're seeing out there.
Yeah, so Brandon, where I help investors, real estate investors, on one side of my business grow their portfolios so they could be commercial or residential investors. Typically play more on the commercial side, but I do help the residential investors as well, and I help them find the cheapest money for their projects. So that's what we do on one side of the business. I probably have about, for the residential stuff, about 30 lenders that I work with, and then for the commercial stuff, I have relationships with about 30 to 40 banks and credit unions in the state of Florida, and I'm direct to the vice president of their commercial loan department. So, if you're a real estate investor out there looking to buy properties for your properties for your portfolio, whether it's commercial or residential, we can help you find the cheapest money for that project. Lowest down payments, lowest interest rates, lowest cost. On the other side of the business, I help business owners. We help business owners get the money to start businesses, buy businesses, grow their existing business, and franchise. And I speak to about 30 new business owners every month from all over the country. And depending on, if they're looking to buy, start, grow, or franchise, again, we help them find the cheapest money for their projects, the lowest down payments, the lowest cost, the lowest interest rates. And I use all my relationships that I've been able to establish within almost 30 years in lending to help the clients do that. So, yeah, that's what we're doing. We're helping people find money for their projects, but helping them find the cheapest money, and that's what we do.
Yeah, I love that because the big difference there is he's not a captured audience in terms of one lending institution. Can you explain a little bit about the way that your company operates internally, where you're able to act as a broker? I mean, essentially, you're able to shop all of these different lenders and come up with the best rates and programs for our audience.
Yeah, so I'll give you an example. So I'm looking at about 40 to 50 new opportunities every month, both on the investing and business real estate side. And so, when you're speaking to that many people, you have to have outlets. So, over the years, I've been able to establish relationships depending on what space it is and what the client needs the money for. And so what we do is we talk to the client initially. We find out what they're looking to try to get accomplished. I have a team of people around me that help serve the client. We want to make sure the client gets the best service possible. So we have, sometimes 2, 3 people working for that one client. And, we send out a list of documents for them to get together for us after we've had a conversation, and I pre-qualify them on the phone, so I don't want to waste anybody's time. And once we feel like we can help them, we'll send out the list of documentation. Once they send that back, we'll basically blind copy, depending on if sometimes I know, hey, this is the lender we need to go to, or these are the 3 lenders we need to talk to in situations on tougher deals. We can send it out to 30, 40, lenders in each space. And then what I do is once we get the top 2 or 3, I negotiate. I basically look at every transaction like, hey, this would be my transaction, and what can I do to help the client get a better deal? And sometimes that's putting a couple lenders against each other, and seeing who really wants that client's business. So that's what I do is collect the documents, find the best few lenders, negotiate the deal for the client, and then I set up a call with the client, myself and the lender, an introductory call to make sure everybody's on the same page. Communication is key, and then at that point we go ahead and move forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Communication is key. We're talking with Andrew Kube, U.S. Commercial and Business Capital. His website, uscbcapital.com. You can find him there as well as consumerqb.com. And he is a wealth of knowledge for all things on the business loan side. So any kind of commercial loans. And a lot of times, Andrew, we talk about the exit strategy and building value over time. So many Americans work hard and they're self-employed and they're building a business and they're really awesome at martial arts, or maybe they have a small chiropractic business.
This call will be recorded.
So what happens is you look at...
This call is no longer being recorded.
Something's beeping there on me there.
Yeah, I apologize.
Okay, so when you have a business owner like that, if they're leasing their business, can you talk about the dynamic there and how you've seen some success stories over the years, just being able to improve their business value, the valuation of the business, by simply converting from leasing your space to owning the building?
Yeah, so the first thing to understand, which a lot of business owners don't understand, is that every business through the Small Business Administration, the SBA, has $5 million to spend. Now, it used to be per person last year, but they changed it, I think, in November. Now, so each business has $5 million to spend. So, the easiest way to spend that money to actually add value to your business would be to buy real estate for your business. 80% of all business owners shut their business down when they retire. 20% sell. So that would be the first question to ask yourself as a business owner. If you don't have any family, you want to leave a legacy to the business too, what are you doing to try to help yourself have another retirement engine, and that would be selling your business one day. And in order to sell your business, chances are much greater to sell it if you own that real estate. So a lot of people think that when they buy commercial real estate for their business or for any regard, that they have to put down 20 to 25%.
Right.
And that's a misconception. We have programs where we can help business owners buy commercial real estate anywhere between 0 and 10% down. Okay. So if a client is working out of their house and they want to open up a new location for their business, or if they're starting a business and they want to open up a location for their business, it's 10% down of your total project cost. But what happens is let's say, for instance, you were buying a property for $500,000 and you needed $200,000 in cash to run your business. That's now a loan of $700,000. You would put down as a startup, or if you're going from your house to a location, or you're going to a second or third location, you put down 10% of the total project cost, which would be basically of $700,000. That would be $70,000. Okay. But you're getting $200,000 right back.
Wow.
So whatever you're putting into it, you're getting more money back in equipment, in cash, in rehab to the property that you're buying. We can even pay off high interest rate business debt in that loan. So, it's an amazing program. It's based on projections. And so whether you're starting a business, working out of the house and want to get a new location, just keep in mind it's going to be 10% down, but you're walking away with more than 10%. So you get your money right back. Now, in situations where if you're a business owner out there listening and you're leasing your property, I have a specialty program that a lot of people can't believe it's true, but we've been helping every month. We help business owners buy commercial real estate for their business. Are you ready? For no money down.
Wow.
And they're walking away with cash. So I call this program the Rent Replacement Program. It's for business owners who are currently leasing, and they've run out of space. They want to get in a better location. They've outgrown the space that they're currently in. There's a program out there where you can potentially buy commercial real estate for your business, walk away with cash, pay off high interest rate business debt, get equipment for your business, vehicles for your business, rehab the property for no money down.
Yeah, that's
and
super
so there's
awesome,
about
man.
a handful of banks in the country that do this, and so that's really where my passion is, because it's again, what's the end game? Are you looking to shut your business down, or are you looking to sell your business one day? And when you own that real estate, now you're setting yourself up for sale.
Yeah, you hear that term, the gray tsunami, happening, and I imagine you've probably seen some reports or demographics on that, as I have. Is you have have this aging baby boomer generation that has successful HVAC businesses or contracting, but all different types of businesses that are going to be retiring. And I bet you, as you mentioned, a lot of them are still leasing, and they don't really have that exit strategy planned out. So I think that's a huge opportunity. You're seeing people that are buying businesses, improving the operational efficiencies, and then being able to flip that business a year or two later by improving the cash flow and the operations side. That's really exciting, I think, for a lot of people to see that as an opportunity, Andrew.
Absolutely. I mean, the main thing when you're buying a business, the main thing to look at is the business's tax returns, because the lenders base all that off of the business's profit. And so unless you're a cash buyer, we're going to appraise the business to make sure that you're getting a good deal. The lenders typically go anywhere from 3 to 5 times above whatever that net profit is. So if you're a business owner out there and you're looking to sell your business and you're showing the IRS that you're making $100,000 a year after all your deductions, your business could be worth about $500,000. But again, it's industry specific. Yeah. Sometimes a little bit higher based off the industry, sometimes a little bit lower based off the industry.
Right.
But yeah, buying property or buying businesses and being able to take that business to the next level, scale it, and then eventually sell it is a great strategy.
I love it.
There's a lot of people out there doing that. Yeah.
I love it. All right, Andrew Kube, thanks so much. Appreciate you calling into the program. If you want to get in touch with Andrew, reach out to our hotline at 813-917-1894. Call or text the show hotline, 813-917-1894. And you can go online and visit him as well at uscbcapital.com. That's United States Commercial and Business Capital, uscbcapital.com. Andrew Kube, always a pleasure, man.
Thanks, Brandon. You guys have a great day.
My pleasure. Likewise. All right, quick break. Right back. Martin Gramatica coming in on the program. Former Super Bowl winner, former Tampa Bay Buccaneer, former Lou Groza Award winner at K-State, and former Lebellian also. He's from our same hometown, so we always have some fun going back in that time machine, talk a little football. Also interesting, the NCAA now allowing to pay these athletes. I want to get his take on that as well, coming up more here as well. Also, what's in that big, beautiful bill? How does it affect Florida real estate? I've got more of that coming up here on the flip side. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify, or check out our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Did you know that we buy houses cash? We can close quickly for a all-cash offer on your real estate properties, residential, commercial, even vacant land. We'll buy your property cash. No cleaning, no showings, and no hassles. You can even possibly stay in your home post-closing. Call Brandon at 813-917-1894. Submit the email at consumerqb.com or call 813-917-1894. consumerqb.com. We buy houses cash and fast. Attention business owners, did you know we have 100% financing options available? Our no money down program offers 100% financing for business owners. If you are currently leasing your commercial space, you can purchase real estate for no money down. Additionally, the program offers money for working capital, equipment, and business fixtures. You can even pay off current business debt. Reach out at 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. Rimes at kw.com. And that is our 100% financing, no money down program for business owners. We would love to help you buying, selling, or investing in real estate. 813-917-1894. Rimes at kw.com. Ours Creole Smokehouse, the official Pinellas County restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Say hello to Doug Clark, chef and owner Doug Clark, 310 East Tarpon Avenue, Tarpon Springs, ourscreole.com. Ours Creole Smokehouse, 310 East Tarpon Avenue, Tarpon Springs, ourscreole.com. Excellent food, wonderful ambiance. Say hello to our friend Doug Clark. If you're facing an insurance claim, don't just trust the insurance company to have your best interests at heart. This is Brandon Rimes, Consumer Quarterback Show. Reach out to rightwaypa.com, our friend Derek Coble at rightwaypa.com. Looking to level up your sales game? With 20 plus years of coaching experience spanning across several industries, Lindsay Rimes helps everyone from entry-level reps to seasoned business owners boost sales, improve work-life balance, and retain top talent with customized options catered to personal, group, or corporate settings. Brandon and Lindsay Rimes offer training on negotiation strategy, business development, and more. Let's grow your business together. Call 813-917-1894. That's 813-917-1894. Submit an email at consumerqb.com.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes.
Brandon, is Martine supposed to come in, or am I supposed to call him?
ConsumerQB.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rimes here. Coming up next, we got Martine Gramatica, Super Bowl winner, coming up. Clearview Imaging Center. We're going to talk with him. And before we do, a couple of hot listings. You know, we like to feature our listings on air. And I also want to get into some of the impacts of that big, beautiful bill. What was in it? What's specific to Florida? You know, how does it affect businesses here in Florida and of course, the housing market and, you know, some other things to look at. So we're going to jump into that here in just a moment. 9594 Southeast Maricamp Road. This is a commercial listing. We just did a major price improvement. We're down at $1.2 million now. So you're getting the land, the building, and the business all for $1.2 million. This is a thriving hardware store and lucrative income streams coming in. 5,725 square feet, acre of land, and you have a thriving hardware store with multiple income streams and seller financing available with a down payment, strong down payment, that is. 9594 Southeast Maricamp Road, Ocala, Florida. One of our beautiful real estate listings here in Tampa Bay. All right, we also have this 17416 Magnolia Island Boulevard. Magnolia Island Boulevard, Claremont, Florida. Large home. This is an estate-style home. It offers that Cape Cod-inspired at Cloves, and it's the Magnolia Island community, home to only about 30 properties, 30 homes in there. So it's a rare gem at an excellent price. You've got 5 bedrooms, 3 full bath, 2 half bath, 2-car garage, 21 square feet, and on a sprawling 1-acre site. Gated community there with lake access. 17416 Magnolia Island Boulevard. And you can see all of our real estate listings. And if you're thinking about buying, selling, investing, or refinancing, we would love to talk to you. You can see all of our listings. PlatinumMVPTeam.kw.com. All right, here's some other takeaways from the BBB. What was in it? Additional wins for the real estate economy. There's several provisions in the bill that were championed by the National Association of Realtors to add impact on the positivity into the real estate sector. Number one, low-income housing tax credits. Key provisions from the Improvement Act are included in the permanent basis to support affordable housing development. Anybody living in Tampa Bay, Florida for that matter, you've seen that as a big topic. Child tax credit increased to $2,000. Great. We need to have more kids. We need to have more families. That's what we want here in the Tampa Bay area and Florida beyond. Permanent estate and gift tax threshold set at $15 million. So that's big news. That's a great opportunity. Prevents a sharp drop in exemption levels and supports generational wealth. You know, when you have that parent that passes it on, they shouldn't be taxed out the hilt, so the kids have to file bankruptcy. No increase in the top individual tax rates. Proposed 39.6 rate was removed from the bill, so that's good news. More tax incentives, more tax rebates, no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, no tax on overtime. That's all going to provide more free income, that free market economics, that trickle-down effect that Reagan used to talk about and champion. You're going to see that. You're going to see in record investments in our economy. You're going to see record discretionary spending. It's all going to be improving here very quickly. So that's what my breakdown is for the real estate ramifications and some of the applications that were in that big, beautiful bill. So coming up, we're going to talk with Martine Gramatica, a longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show. He's a former Super Bowl winner and, of course, a former Tampa Bay Buccaneer. Now he's a local entrepreneur with Clearview Imaging Center. We're going to talk about some health, and we're also going to talk a little football here coming up with our friend Martine Gramatica here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Follow us online. We'd love to connect with you at Brandon Rimes1 at CQB Show. And please subscribe to the YouTube channel out there, Consumer Quarterback Show on YouTube, up 700% from Q4 to Q1. And we greatly appreciate everybody that supports the program. Quick break, right back.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rimes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. You know, we're powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. We got Martin Gramatica in studio with us. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about a little NCAA football, that whole NIL, and how they're paying the athletes now, and also a little Buccaneer football preview. We'll definitely get into that, and his business, Clearview Imaging Center. We're going to talk about that as well. All right, 3308 Landing Place. One of my favorite listings right now. We got a gorgeous property. This one's in Palm Harbor, and it is in the Cobb's Landing community. So luxury community right here in Tampa Bay. You have access to Lake Tarpon, beautiful 2,500-acre lake right here in beautiful Palm Harbor in Tampa Bay. 3 bedrooms plus an office here at Landing Place, Palm Harbor. You have 3.5 bath, 2-car garage. 3,000 square feet, over 1/3 of an acre of land, private pool, outdoor entertainment area, private marina with boat slips and a ramp to Lake Tarpon, gated tennis and basketball courts, waterfront park, playground, and scenic walking trails. Great opportunity to buy real estate right here in beautiful Tampa Bay, and you can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, Martin Gramatica, welcome back in, sir.
Oh, good to be here, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. How are things going out there?
Everything's good, staying busy. Summer, you feel like you want to slow down, and it's like the opposite. Obviously opening a new business, and then my daughter never stops. So with flag football and soccer, we thought, summer, a little break, and we're busier than ever.
Yeah, that's cool, man. It's funny, too. This morning I got a text from Coach Davidson. Remember old Craig Davidson from LaBelle? Sent me a text. They did the kind of a wrap. I sent you the link. I don't know if you got to it yet, but it was basically South Florida football teams. It was the teams that made it to state. So there's 4 or 5 that actually won state championship. It's crazy, too. Southwest Florida, all those good athletes down there and talent, but there's not much state championship representation. So there's been a couple Naples teams. Immokalee won, and then they highlighted our team that your brother was on. And we were ranked, I think, somewhere around 5th out of, so it's pretty cool to be getting ink all these years later,
Oh, yeah, man. Especially how many years have passed, and to still have, something in the top 5 is not bad. And then I think Naples won it this past year.
Naples had a couple big wins, man. Yeah. Naples High, that coach down there, Jim Kramer, he's in that article a few times. So they had a couple good teams. But, yeah, interesting, it's kind of fun. And we're kind of planning our 30-year deal this year. We're going to do something at one of the home games.
Oh, nice.
So it's been.
You guys are getting
years.
Old, man.
I know, right?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm old.
And you're a couple classes ahead of us.
I'm too, dude.
Yeah, you were ahead of us. But, hey, we knew, man. We had them Gramatica kickers. We got inside to 30. We were putting points on the board.
Right. We tried, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah. The big win against Pahokee. That was one of the first real exciting wins, I think, back in the day.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
Yeah, that was remember, was that overtime or just towards the end of the game?
I don't remember. I was already at Kansas State, so I don't remember.
But you had a big kick win against Pahokee too, wasn't it?
No,
or was that Bill?
No, no.
That was Bill. Okay.
Yeah, I think we played in Pahokee.
Got it. Yeah.
My senior year.
And that doesn't go well.
It didn't go well. It didn't go well.
In Pahokee.
In or out. The bus ride wasn't fun either.
Yeah, I bet. I remember that.
Stuff, yeah.
Ooh, yeah. They don't like losing over there.
No.
But all right, cool. So talk about Clearview Imaging, man. I love it. So you're taking that same energy and passion that you had in sports and now helping people literally save their lives. A game changer.
Yeah, no, I've been doing preventative scans for 5 years now, and once I got into the health and wellness, I just fell in love with it. I was doing prefab construction and was trying to find something that I could be passionate for, that I could transition over, because I wasn't a big fan of the prefab construction. And when I was introduced to preventative imaging, when you can save somebody's life, when I've had 6 or 7 friends that some of them wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for the scan. I love it, and I'm so happy now that I have partnered up with amazing people. I mean, my 3 partners are. The thing is, you have to have the same values, and we talk about values all the time on your show, and talk about the values, family and community. And when we came together, that's all we talk about. How can we do better for our family? How can we do better for our community? How can we get out in the community and help out? And obviously, these scans are saving people's lives in our community.
Yeah, I love that. You have the foundation too, Gramatica Family Foundation, doing some good work out there too with that.
Yeah, so we're excited with that. Like I always say, not being born in this country, I appreciate everything this country's done for me.
Yeah.
And when you talk about the American dream, you're talking about a guy who didn't even know football existed.
Yeah.
Because when we moved to LaBelle, I didn't know football existed, and then being able to win a Super Bowl years later, it's like that. If that's the definition of the American dream, and with our foundation, we build homes for veterans and or assist now with more housing for veterans. It's a way to say thank you. We wouldn't have that freedom and the opportunities that we have in this country if it wasn't for our men and women that sacrifice so much.
That's right. Absolutely, man. So I saw Goodell on the CNBC this morning. I kind of flip in the mornings when I'm looking at the news, and I talked to. So Goodell was talking about some of the TV rights. You know how that's such a big deal. It's up in like 28 or 29. They're going to be kind of renegotiating some of those contracts. So, but I think they asked him specifically about CBS continuing their relationship. He said, "Yeah, we've been with them for years. You know, CBS, and I know you guys do some sideline reporting for the Bucks too, and." That's a pretty cool, exciting. You're doing the Spanish broadcast, right?
Yeah, Santiago and I. So the cool thing is I started 8 years ago, and then eventually slowly put Santiago in. You know, during the pandemic, we put him in on Zoom, and then it was like, look, we need to have a sideline guy. The English side has a sideline guy. So then Santiago transitioned into our sideline reporter. So for me, super cool, not only to cover the team that I played for and we won the Super Bowl with, but also to be able to do it with my brother, where he's a huge Bucks fan because I played here. So now he's on the sidelines covering the team. It's been great. It's been awesome, and it makes you be closer to the team, because now we have to, like, not that I didn't care about the Bucks, but I was so busy with my kids and their sports. Now everything revolves around the Bucks game because I have to go work it. You know, even though it's fun, it's still I got to be there. So now it makes you even closer to the team. Yeah,
Todd's working on getting our sideline passes this year, so that's going to be exciting. It'll be our first year we really applied for them. So
nice.
Consumer Quarterback Show. Hopefully we'll be on the sideline representing as well for our
hang out with Santiago on the sidelines.
Yeah, that'll be cool. That'll be cool. If you just joined us, by the way, we're talking with Martin Gramatica here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, Clearview Imaging Center, clearviewimaging.com. And Martin, let's get into some of the NCAA stuff, because that was kind of cool, man. I mean, it just went from, back in the day, we had nothing. We didn't get money. We got, little stipend and things like that for our football. But now the kids are getting paid, and what do you think the overall effect's going to be? It almost feels like you have, kind of like you look at the Rays this year, another great example, right? Tampa Bay Rays doing more with less. Kevin Cash, they're still right up there with the Yankees for the number one spot. I haven't seen the standings lately, but it's right there. But you think about that. You think about the Alabamas and the University of Miami, some of these teams with bigger dollars maybe to support. How do you think that's all going to affect on the playing field?
Well, as former player, and also I have a dad of two kids playing, one over there, one going to be there. I'm glad they're paying their kids. They need to get paid. I mean, there's no question that the athletes had to get paid because the universities were making gazillion dollars, off these kids' backs. And then I say all because it's still great that you'd leave there with a degree if you put your effort into it, but there's so much work when it comes to the football side. And I was listening to one of my sons talk the other day. You're not a student athlete anymore. You're an athlete student. So he wanted to go into a business school, but he didn't have the time. So now he would switch his major to something where he had have a little bit more time, because they're there in the facility all the time. So I agree that they should get paid, and I'm happy that they're getting paid, because at the end of the day, not a lot of these kids will be making it to the pros.
Right.
And they put a lot of their bodies through a lot. They're putting, they're sacrificing some of the education side, even though, yes, you're getting a scholarship for it. But I think they should be compensated. So I'm glad they are. I think what happened, the problem was that they just let the floodgates open. You went from you weren't allowed to do anything to let's just do whatever now. So I think they do need a regulator, possibly with like a salary cap. I think Dion mentioned it at the Big 12 Big 12 Media Day.
Yep.
Where they should do a salary cap like the NFL. This is all you can spend.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And then you can taper it down by positions. Like when I signed my contract with the Bucks, I wasn't asking for quarterback money.
Right.
Because I knew I would never get it. So as long as I was getting compensated what I felt I deserved in the kicker market, that's fine.
Right.
So if you do that, where obviously your quarterback makes more, and then you can have the depending by position, and then kids should be happy because everybody will be compensated to what they're worth or their position.
Yeah.
So I hope they do something about it, but I'm happy that the kids are getting paid.
Yeah, and going back to that draft, you were one of the highest drafted kickers in a long time, or maybe of all time, weren't you?
I'm not complaining, though.
Was it third round, though?
Third round, yes.
I mean, that was a pretty big deal for a kicker that high back in the day.
No, it wasn't. I was lucky. I mean, I was lucky that the Bucks had a need, and I was lucky that I did really good in the combine and had my last 2 years in college were good years. So, but to be able to come back to Tampa and play for the Bucks was a blessing. For them to need a kicker at that time that I was coming out. So yeah, it just worked out. Things, you always think God puts you in a place because going to Kansas State, I always wanted to play in Florida. We grew up in Florida, and I never got a chance to play in Florida in college. And then all of a sudden, I'm coming to the Bucks. So I'm like, okay,
perfect.
I'll skip 5 years of college not playing in Florida to come to the Bucks.
Yeah, dealing with some of that K-State weather.
Yeah, no, I'm glad I'm out of that, man.
A little cold up there, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was brutal. But amazing experience. I wouldn't trade it for anything because I wouldn't be with the Bucks I wouldn't have gotten to the Bucks if it wasn't for Kansas State. But,
right. Great
memories. But yeah, I'm glad I'm in the sun now.
And you won the Lou Groza Award up there.
Yes, my junior year.
Junior year.
Yeah.
Where is Levitt now, by the way? Have you followed it?
He's retired now.
Okay.
He has 2 daughters that he's spending a lot of time with them.
Yep.
I see him every now and then. His daughters play flag football. So the first time I saw him, he was sitting back as a dad.
Oh yeah.
The next week I see him and he's got his playbook tucked in his pants. He's coaching, so he couldn't stay out of the way long enough. One week and then the next time I saw him coach, he's passionate and loves coaching.
Yeah.
But now he wants to spend time with his daughters. I think once they get to a certain age where they get a little bit older, maybe college years, maybe he'll go back to coaching. But I mean, he's an awesome. He recruited me to Kansas State.
Yep.
And then obviously started USF, so he's a huge part of our lives.
Yeah, big time. And USF would have been so much better if they'd have kept him around.
100%.
Unbelievable. Now, isn't he going to be recognized at one of the home games this year? I think I saw that.
I saw that. I believe he's in the either if they have a Ring of Honor or the USF Hall of Fame. One of the two.
I
So
think I saw that.
Yeah, I know one of the two. Whatever the award it is, he is nominated for that. Or
well deserved. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
absolutely.
super. That's super cool, man. Yeah. And so if you just joined us, by the way, we're talking with Martin Gramatica. His business here locally is Clearview Imaging Center, clearviewimaging.com. And you can go in and you can get a scan. Why don't we talk about the scan, what exactly that is?
Yeah, so when the patients come in, because we do different type of promotions right now in the villages, we're doing a free heart scan promotion. For example, for our patients in the villages come in, they're gonna meet with our patient advocate that's gonna explain all our other scans, because we have the full body scan that goes from the top of the shoulders, base of the pelvis, that where we're not only looking at the heart, but now we're looking for 90% of the deadliest cancers develop in our mid-region. That's why we're looking in that area. They're also going to explain what the virtual colonoscopy covers. So and then they have options to either do a single scan or the program. We have a program that's designed very similar to how women get mammograms after a certain year, where we're scanning our patients every year. And the reason it's the most popular program, the program has become the most popular scan that we're doing, is because if something changes between scans, you're going to catch it early. I had a good friend of mine, his wife had spots in her liver. And the doctors were saying they're at a size that are not concerning. Since you're scanning in a year, we'll check them out and see what happens, in the year. If she wasn't part of a program, then she probably would have had testing from her doctor. At this point, they're like, let's just wait. The second year, 3 of those spots have changed in shape. One almost to the size of a golf ball. Whoa. So now they took it out, and I believe that the biggest one was the cancerous one. So that's why the program has become so popular, because if anything changes, and I've already scanned 5 times since I've been doing this, every year my scan is different. Nothing major, thank God, but things that have changed inside. But just like we change on the outside, we change on the inside. Yeah. So that's why the program's been great. And so our patient advocates are going to explain that to them as well. But they can go on our website. We have pricing there for the scan and everything that we do.
Yeah, when I got my results, it was unremarkable, and that was the only time I didn't mind being called unremarkable.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Yes.
No remarks.
That's right.
Great.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's the best 0, right? People get
exactly.
Zero calcium score, the only 0 you want.
Yeah, exactly.
You're right.
I take that. All right, let's take a quick break here, pay some bills, come back more with Martin Gramatica, Super Bowl winner. Martin Gramatica here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, online at consumerqb.com.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rimes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right through the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
America AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com for all of your non-woke, American-made products. American values, Christian, conservative American values. Say hello to my business partner, Jim McCune, at AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com. Say hello to Shane Socash, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, 4009 Central Avenue, St. Petersburg, online at David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com for all of your precious metals and jewelry design. David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com. Blue Moon Estate Sales of Pinellas County for all of your estate sale needs. BlueMoonEstateSales.com. Reach out to Jennifer. Tell her you heard about her here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. BlueMoonEstateSales.com. And stop by their store, the Blue Moon Store, at 1479 South Belcher in Largo. 1479 South Belcher in Largo. And that's BlueMoonEstateSales.com. Hey, Brandon Rimes here for Jason Coble, owner of Coble Law. Coble Law has been handling injury cases in Tampa for the past 14 years and has a specialized approach focused on limiting client cost and maximizing client profit. TampaWorkCompLaw.com. TampaWorkCompLaw.com. Jason Coble, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, personal injury law, and work comp law. Selling commercial, vacant land, or residential properties? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rimes. You can reach me at 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. That's consumerqb, like quarterback.com. Buying, selling, investing, or refinancing? We would love to talk to you. Thank you so much and have a blessed day.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rimes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, in studio with Martine Gramatica, representing Clearview Imaging Center, clearviewimaging.com. And we always like to feature our listings on air. You know, we are powered by our real estate team. It's the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty right here in Tampa Bay. We're a top real estate team. Keller Williams, #1 real estate company in the world. And we like to feature our real estate properties on air. We got a property on Bailey, David. This one's, I think it's like 14420, something like that, Bailey Road. We've got land here. Yeah, this one's 14420 Bailey Hill Road, Brooksville. 3 acres of land is zoned agricultural. You got unimproved land, that is. You have close proximity at Tampa International Airport. Great opportunity to buy and build and develop, and you got to maybe take some trees down there, so there's some work that you have to do. But great opportunity there at Bailey Hill Road. Also, South Taylor Road, got another property. You can buy some dirt, build some duplexes here. 2.5 acres out in Seffner, South Taylor Road, Seffner, Florida. Great opportunity to buy real estate here in Tampa Bay. Now, that one in Seffner has easy access to I-4, I-75. So buy that, build some duplexes. You got great rental income coming in, and you can see all of our real estate listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, so in this Florida Realtor magazine here, they warn of different scams. We're a consumer advocate show. It's all about the consumer QB, consumer advocacy. So we've got a kind of a list here of tax scams. So IRS warning about tax scams. Fake charities. Got to be careful out there, guys. There's a lot of fake charities. They're going to be pulling on your heartstrings. But first step to not get duped by some of these fake charities is you go onto the IRS website. You search the charity there to make sure they are tax exempt and they are there for their organization. So they're not going to ask for your Social Security number as well. Martine, in this world we live in, there's a lot of scams out there, a lot of things to beware, buyer beware. Real estate, we see it all the time where they're showing a property that's actually not for rent, and then they're trying to dupe people out of that rent. And of course, they want a cashier's check or cash payment for down payment. What's your thoughts, just generally speaking, around scams and what to look out for out there?
It's scary, especially with technology, because a lot of us older people, like I'm horrible with technology. So if you get something, I always send it straight to my wife. Is this real? Is this fake? Because I let her do anything technology-wise, because if not, I'll mess it up and start paying for things that we don't even need or own, right?
Yeah.
But I remember getting a phone call from like the Tico. Say, hey, we're going to cut your power today if you don't pay this, blah, blah, blah. And they give you like a link, or they said, call now. And the number was very similar when you look it up. So, like, they have it all figured out where it can trick you.
Right.
And luckily, I had a friend that worked for Tico. I said, hey, is this real? He said, no, don't even answer it. They're fake. They're
terrible.
But I'm sure some people fall for it. And it's sad. If they would just take that effort instead of, like, scamming people and just go to work, you make more money probably, and at least you can sleep good at night. But I don't understand some of these people.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of going back to work, I think a lot of stuff that was in the bill. That was in the beautiful bill that says, these people that are just sucking off the welfare, they're, hey, they're going to have work requirements. Some of these people that have been on it forever and they need to qualify. So that's a good point. Social media influencers says, if you spend any time on Instagram and TikTok during tax season, you'll follow reels from people who are excited to share little-known secrets, ways to bulk your tax returns. Claim to deduct this and deduct that. Congratulations, you're now a millionaire. But these people are peddling bad advice. So it's saying be careful for who you're following on Instagram and TikTok. So that's another big market, right? The TikTokers and those guys out there.
I don't understand that, how people can make money. Because I know there's some people that do, they get product and they do like testimonials, or they advise on their products. I don't know. I guess I'm too old to figure that out, but...
Yeah, affiliate marketing, affiliate links.
Yeah. So
some of them just get there early. If you're one of the earliest guys and we're early adapter and you're on this platform, you got followers. You kind of luck into that. Email phishing and smishing. That's another one they call it here. So, kind of like you just mentioned. They're phishing for your account to Tico. Oh, you're late. Sketchy credits. They try to say that you have a credit coming, but then you don't. Fake employees, there's all kinds of these. So anyways, that's in the Florida Realtor magazine, just kind of warning about different scams that you find out there. So anyways, a couple of good tips there.
I won the Nigerian lottery a lot.
The Nigerian.
Remember that back in the day? I think it was like everybody was winning. Yeah. Like, send us $10,000 and then you got like 50 million coming to you.
All you had to do was give him like $500,000 first, and then he's going to get you the rest.
Yeah.
Pay for the shipping and handling.
Right, on the check. Yeah.
But it's true, like you said. Sometimes you have these older people that they fall for it, and it's it ends up in their Facebook, and they but that's my friend.
Yep.
No, that's an image that they collected from your friend and put it on their image and their profile.
Right.
So you got to be careful out there, man. Lots of scams. One thing I would say too, a lot of times people don't realize there's free property fraud alerts. Jenny Restrepo from Insured Title Agency brought this one to light on the show, and this is easy to do. You just go and Google your property address. You start with a free property fraud alert. Put in your property address or your first and last name. Sign up for it because it's free. Every county has to have it, all 67 counties in the state of Florida, because title fraud is real. People will steal your title, and then next thing you know, they're taking out mortgages. You're getting delinquency notices. So all you have to do is go look that up, put your address in, sign up, and get the text messaging alert. That way it comes right to your phone, and you'll know that it's from the government, the municipality. Martin Gramatica, Clearview Imaging Center. Take the last 30 seconds or so and final thoughts.
Well, I appreciate you having me. Yeah, if anybody's interested in a scan, just give us a call, 352-714-SCAN. Obviously, they can reach out to your show, and then you'll connect them with us, and we'll take care of you guys.
Yeah, man. Get it done. Make it a must. Don't put it on that list and make it a must, man. It's something you got to do. Do it for your family. Do it for your family and your loved ones, because you don't want to get that call and all of a sudden it's too late. You're late stage and it's too late to fight it. So, Martin Gramatica, thanks for coming in.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
My pleasure. All right. Hey, another great show. We had Andrew Kube as well on the front end, talking about those 100% business and finance, business loans, rent replacement program, U.S. commercial and business capital. And of course, our friend Martin Gramatica, always a pleasure having him in studio with us. We want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. And we'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Call Brandon Rimes at 813-917-1894. That's 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show.